Alright, let's go. Oh shit, I wonder if you can hear the airplane in the background. Anyway, welcome. This is the Fear and Hunger Google slideshow. I played this game like 2 years ago. I pulled up my Steam just to check. And this slideshow will be just going off based off of my memory, based on how the events of the game just goes throughout my head. Yeah. Alright, starting off this game, I was so afraid I didn't even play the game after buying it for a few days, just because of the intro, man. It was so soul-sucking that I just could not play the game after buying it. So, after I willed it in myself to finally play the game, you just get through to the difficulty selection screen. At the beginning, there is the Fear and Hunger mode, which is easy mode. Turn Starvation's normal. Hard mode is, you get the point. In Fear and Hunger, you gotta pay attention to your fear bar and your hunger bar. And while paying attention to both of those things, you gotta search for items around the dungeons of Fear and Hunger to be able to quell your fear and hunger. So, with that, easy mode has it so that your fear and hunger bars are depleted much more slowly, so you could progress through the actual main storyline if you think that there actually is, but meanwhile, Terror and Starvation's like normal. Hard mode, it depletes more faster, and you gotta make torches at that point with sticks. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll let you know about the fourth difficulty later, but it'll come up soon. As soon as you choose your difficulty, there are 4 different characters you can select to play, but we'll start off the list with the Mercenary from left to right. For every one of the characters that you choose to play, you get to learn about their character background or character history. For this guy, his name is Cahara. Grew up in the slums pretty much, and growing up you have several options. You can be a pickpocket, a burglar, or just be a good person. You live a very honest life. Now, with these options that they give to you in the character story screen, whatever options you choose will grant you a skill that will carry on through your to your character profile to playing the actual game. So choosing a pickpocket, you'd be able to learn the ability to steal, so you could steal from enemies in the game. Meanwhile, if you learn burglary, then you're able to lockpick almost every door in the room, or in the area-ish. But if you live an honest life, you can, I think, get 30 silver, but at that point, like, I don't know, there isn't much of a merchant going on, sort of, but there isn't much of a merchant going on in the dungeons of Fear and Hunger. Like, what'd you expect? With money, things to spend, whatever. With Cahara, at some point you join a mercenary band, some sort of group, and your buddies get in trouble. So as Cahara, you can either choose to help defend your buddies. I think you also get 30 silver here, or you could run. Like, morally, you would stay to help your buddies, but honestly, running away actually teaches you the best skill in the game, which is to run like 100% from every encounter. It doesn't matter what kind of freaking enemy that you come across, like 100% if you use this guy's skill. And now your Cahara is goated. Just run from every single thing. Alright, once you boot up the game, it's so cute. The dungeons of Fear and Hunger stand in front of you. in the game, there's a lot of boxes and crates that you could just loot from. This game heavily relies on RNG. I'm actually so cold right now. In RNG, in this box, you could get like sticks. In the same box in another playthrough, you would get like dirt or like a meat pie or like rotten flesh. Like, it doesn't matter. It's always so different. Every run is so different. Even the map layout of the dungeons change every time. It's not as if it's a lore related thing, right? So another thing that Fear and Hunger has is the unique, not really, heads and tails mechanic. In this mechanic, it's pretty much self-explanatory. You get good things if you choose the right one, and you get really bad things if you don't choose the right one. There are other things to keep in mind in your character playthrough, like for example your character's phobia. Now if you're facing against an enemy with that triggers your specific phobia, you would be less likely to evade their attacks and be paralyzed. Besides that, your hunger bar body is your health and mind is your sanity. What's interesting is that when you reach your first mind or sanity depleting event at 50, it will give you a new option in your character skill that I will not say, but you should play the game just cause. Oh no. I forgot to censor this. Anyway, the first enemy in the game that you encounter is probably not this one because it would be dogs, but this is whatever's lurking around in the halls. Picture turn 1. Actually, picture dying at turn 2 because you don't know how to fight this guy. How do you fight this guy? What's the order of operations? With this, Fear and Hunger teaches an interesting mechanic where you're supposed to fight, where you can target specific body parts. So you can target the left arm, the right arm, left leg, right leg, third leg even, or torso and head. You can go straight for the headshot, but it's highly not recommended because okay, I'm good. Accuracy. But there's also a mechanic where you can take 2 turns to slice off their legs so that they would lose their balance, and then you can go straight for the headshot. But for some reason, they could be like chickens and run with their heads loose, so you can still unfortunately get hit, which I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah. So what's the order of operations? Well, take out the hacksaw, butcher knife, and then the third leg, and then just ball from there. Most enemies of the game would have a coin flip attack, which if you fail it, then it's pretty much game over, good luck. But if you win, you evade successfully. But then after, knowledge is power. The more you know about this game, the more you can ball through hard mode actually with some glitchless. Yeah. You can actually guard against coin toss attacks. Cool. And I think that's not the only time we'll be seeing it, but anyway, so as Cahara, you get to wander around the first floor. You read about a phobia book. You read some journal entries from this dude named Captain Rudimir, who is apparently basically in charge of the dungeons of Fear and Hunger. I'm missing something, actually. Wait, no. So, why is Cahara here at the dungeons of Fear and Hunger, you may ask? Well, he's broke, and he wandered to the kingdom of Rundon, And the Kingdom of Runnin posted like some like help wanted posters that went all like, help wanted, we need people to head into the dungeons of fear and hunger to be able to capture the leader of the mercenary band, and we'll give you like $2,000 or something like that, 20 silver, more than that, you get the point. But you know, this sounded like a great deal, but heading into the dungeon of fear and hunger was probably a mistake. You got a bad feeling. Like, why did the officials of the kingdom officials send normal, ordinary people to head into their own giant fortress of a dungeon just to capture this dude? Who knows why. Anyway, so after wandering around, reading about this journal entries and stuff like that, I believe in this area you get a journal entry that's like, man, this prisoner is real popular. I sent him down to the later floors, so this means you gotta keep going deeper. So as Cahara, you found this girl in a cage, and she could, you can open the cage with your lockpicking skill, or you can RNG and find some, like, I don't know, boxes that have a key. I think in this room you also need a key, so yeah, so it kind of sucks, but, oh shoot. But this means you can have a girl on your team, but what does she do? Not really much, but it's nice to have some company, right? At some point, you wander around, you find some books. Those books can teach you stuff about the older gods, some skills that you can learn, apparently, and just teach your character just right there on the spot, or teach other people in your party, supposedly. Or what else? And you could pick up a mock-up book, actually. Yeah, I think, yeah. In this area, you can meet the Dark Priest, and you can bother him even more, but he would not want to talk to you or join your team after that because you made him angry. You made him Enki. So, this guy's name is Enki. I don't think he gives you his name yet. I could be wrong. Yeah, so he's just reading books in the dark. Like, there's no candles on or anything. You're just coming in here with a torch, and he's just like reading in the dark. And you ask him, what are you doing here? And so anyway, so you leave him alone. You use the mock-up book in this like bookcase section, and boom, the bookcase is open, and you get to the part that is entirely like blinding. In this area is a huge courtyard. I took the screenshot from like some random playthrough, so it's actually censored this time. But walking up the path, you get to meet, walking up the path, some dude shoots an arrow at you, but it turns out to be the Outlander. All of these characters that you meet are actually the playable characters that you could just choose right up at the beginning, except for the girl. The Outlander tells you that he comes from a northern region from Oldegard and is looking for something here. You can ask him to join your team, but he refuses and says he has some like more important matters to do, so maybe later when you get the chance. So right behind him, for some reason, is just a dagger just lying there on the floor. You can just give it to the girl, and the girl is really happy about it. And previously, if she didn't have the dagger, she would be doing like absolutely 0 damage against any enemies. So now she can go for them ankles now. And yeah. I'll credit these videos later, but you get the point. Cahara. So wandering around the dungeons, you see lots of blood pack summoning circles on the floor for some reason, and then statues of 4 people for some reason, and then some dark priest crucifying a live dude who's not going to be alive anytime soon, some locked door, and then venturing past the church area, I think, you get to meet this dude named Buckman, and Buckman's like, get out of here, and he hides in a nearby stall, but you can't even recruit this guy because he's too scared, because you gotta get out of here. While you're still sane enough, you gotta leave. Venturing a little, from where Buckman ran out, apparently turns out to be like a torture area. Like, there were the Iron Maidens and stuff like that, wooden tables with chains and all that stuff. But then you hear some footsteps, and you can choose to either ambush that guy or not. This is all over the place, my bad. But you ambush the guy. His name is Troder. Now, you hear about this guy before in Captain Rudimir's journals, that this guy, actually, I don't know, I think you come across this journal if you fall through a hole in the floor and you just so happen to read it. This was chance, and like every single thing in this game, it's chance. I mean, there's journals are meant to be there anyway, but when it comes to other pieces of lore, like the old gods lore, or about this, actually no, not really, just world building lore, is completely RNG, but the journals are not. But in the journal that you read when you fall through the hole in this, and in the level below this area, the church area, is, it tells you an entry about Troder, and apparently Troder used to be a war veteran of sorts, and ever since this war, he came back and is completely disfigured. He is a shell of his former self. He just inflicts the same pain as he's gone through during the war. War has completely changed this guy, and Captain Rudimir doesn't really know what to do with him. Maybe it's a good thing that, like, he's here, but at the same time, not really, because he's torturing other people, and with how he had gone through. So yeah, you can either choose to just kill this guy straight up, because that's bad, or you could sell out Buckman, the dude that you met before, and go on your little quest, because apparently he drops, actually no, he unlocks like a secret room, so you could do his bidding, but morally, what do you want to do? I don't know. If you want to get a cool armor piece, then maybe, but fear and hunger. It's fear and hunger. Anyway, so about the locked door sigil at the beginning, you could just kill the dark priest and loot them for their, like, souls. Enemies could drop soul stones. This will be apparent later. And dark priests drop talismans, and this talisman can unlock a door, the door with the sigil, and now you have access to the hexen. The hexen, I don't know why I have this here, has it so that it's basically a skill tree. Every character has their own skill tree. You can only access it after you've used a soul stone on a corpse, and you can have access to other skill trees, which are the other characters that you could play, but that's only if you kill them, though. Or on the right side, there is the old gods. Now with the old gods, to gain their skill trees, you need to gain their affinity points, so you could do things like sacrificing the dude on the crucifix, or like doing certain acts on the blood pack circle and sacrificing people pretty much, and or praying. So with that, Cahara ventures down to the prison, underground prison area, because apparently maybe that's where he is, with whatever person you're looking for. Anyway, the next character is the knight. I'm gonna just say Darce. I'll stick with that. With Darce, she grew up in a pretty good family background, and she's a knight, yeah. And since working with the kingdom for some time, you get this feeling that the kingdom isn't so very righteous as it may seem to call itself. So, as Darce, you can either listen to your family to continue staying as a knight, or you can just not. But I don't remember what this gave you, probably 30 silver. After that, you hear word about this really charismatic mercenary band leader. Now, you got to know this guy, and he's actually so down to earth. He listens to the common folk. He is doing things for the right causes. Now, if the kingdom wasn't enough, this guy was already doing enough. So you decide to follow him, and now you're like his right-hand man, woman, and after that, some time passes, and the band leader basically gets himself in trouble with a group of people, and the group of people fight back. So now, as Darce, you can either choose to stay at the front line or the back line. Now, front line, I'm missing something. Anyway, at some point you get to learn fast stance or defensive stance. Honestly, I'd rather just choose fast stance because that'll give you like a second turn. I'm assuming defensive stance has it so that you could just not lose any limbs, which is also pretty helpful. But then, I mean, Darce is pretty good for survivability wise because you get a shield and arm guards. Yeah. At some point you learn leg sweep, or maybe that's a skill you choose. But with leg sweep, apparently you can like kill every single door in this game except for like some exceptions. So if you don't already have like Cahara on your team, actually no, you can just like sweep the door. You don't need Cahara or like RNG. You could just like leg sweep anything. Anyway, so after that, you guys faced a loss because the Kingdom of London officials finally captured your band leader. So now you heard word that your band leader is being held at the Dungeons of Fear and Hunger. So now you hold your resolve. You gotta immediately run and save him, because it probably won't be long because he's being tortured in there. And that's your story. I'm gonna link these.
Can you tell me what
I'll link all these. This is... okay. Outlander. Outlander is a survivalist. He has survived. He has seen many things incredible. Now, he's a funny guy. Outlander, Ragnavaldr, comes from the north. His people has been through things. At some point, they sent all the able-bodied men to go on a ship to find food, because everybody was starving. Now, during this trip, it was bad. Everybody was super hungry, and people were dying, so you can either choose to eat your buddies or to abstain. And in the option where you don't eat your buddies, you just howl into the night like an alpha, like what you are. Or you can devour your buddies. Now, this can teach a really interesting skill in the game, which is called Devour. In Devour, you can eat the corpses that you've already killed in the game. But the thing is, when inspecting the body, it asks you devour it first before you're able to loot anything. So Ragnavaldr could have accidentally eaten a key or something, and that, I don't know, it could entirely soft lock you. Oops, my grubby hands accidentally just ate a key and everything. But you know, it's to survive out here in the dungeons. Anyway, another skill he can learn is Berserk, and it may sound great with like a attack bonus, like attack up, but the thing is, he can only attack at random. I don't know, this guy has to be like throwing an axe or something, like just praying it hits something, but like, I don't know. I'm gonna watch like a challenge speedrun where like someone actually does that for Polo, but incredible. Yeah, so Ragnavaldr's here because his people has been robbed against this his tribe has been robbed against, and you heard that this dude was a femboy. You heard that this dude was the leader of the mercenary Band of the Hawk, but and now he's being held at the Dungeons of Fear and Hunger, so now you gotta get your way there and torture him yourself. So that's, and also look for the thing that he stole from your buddies. Anyways, Ragnavaldr, you see a lot of crazy things, like a human hydra, which is now, lore-related thing, there are 3 old gods. There's Sylvian, which is the goddess of love and fertility. There's Destruction, Golgoroth, and there's Ulmer, which is basically Jesus. In this game, I'm pretty sure other Fear and Hunger videos talked about this way better than I ever could, but Sylvian, no, maybe yeah, okay, I think with Sylvian, I don't know if I should wait till like you actually play the game or just say it outright, but in some books that you read about Sylvian, she pictures of a world where like humans are all just one heaping big pile of flesh. Everybody's just screaming and all together, like fleshy and like pulsating and stuff like that. And so you can do acts on those blood circles, summoning circles. Well, it doesn't really summon anything, but you could do things there. There are 3 options that you can do on the circle. You can pray, you could make love, or you could sacrifice. Yeah, I wonder what do those 3 mean. So I think the lore with this human hydra is that everybody just got together and made love as a survival sake, and then this whole thing happened. Now, when you encounter this, it can ask you that they want the child with you, like the little girl, and once you feed it, absolutely nothing happens. So now you fucked up, so what's the point? And you gotta restart your run. Anyway, this does absolutely nothing. It's just whatever. You go across another courtyard. This is uncensored, my bad. There's Ulmer. You can pray to it. And this is also uncensored, my bad. Oh my god. Anyway. Let's assume someone, like, pulled down an elevator lever or something. And so now you took the elevator below underground prison and also like a meat area underneath the underground prison, and took the elevator. Yeah, and it goes down to the underground area. You explore ahead. There is a dog. But if you RNG, you could probably get rotten flesh, and now this guy would join your team. You explore a little ahead, blow this thing up, and wait, I'm missing something. Actually, wasn't this? No, I am missing something. Yeah. So, you're able to recruit other characters. Cahara, you could recruit him in the prison area, the red floor area, and, he'll be so happy that you rescued him, but then he leaves in the moment that you left the area, and I think it was scripted. He can either steal like, I don't know, 99 bottles of whiskey from you, or like 2 blue vials. It's always 2 blue vials. Yeah, and then the next time you meet him, you just blow up this wall. Make sure not to blow up the wrong one, or else it would cause an entire cave collapse and game over. But you can finally meet Cahara, and Kahara's like, wow, you had me worried. And you can be like, great to see you so well too. Now, it's nice to be nice to him, because he will join your team again, and he won't leave for the majority of it now. Anyway, you follow along the walls. Pay no attention to the yellow man right there, because he will shoot your legs with some magic. But, oh my gosh, we're already level 6 at the mines. In the mine area, you see some crazy things. There is yellow mages who could blow your limbs off. But in this area, there's a fork in the road. If you head left, you're hearing some like punching noises in the background, but you get to meet one of the recruitable characters in the game. Before that, you can choose to either help this recruitable character, but anger everybody else around, or you could ignore, and then continue to explore this underground village, and nobody will pay attention to you, and they're all docile. Anyway, so you go to the left, you decide to help whoever's being punched, and it's the knight. It's Darce. And what happened here? Well, Darce decided that these underground people needed Jesus. They needed Almer, so she was trying to teach them the ways of Almer, because they were savages. But thankfully, you saved her, and now she wants to join your team. Wow, that is just upright. And now you guys could like tag team and like go ball on like the yellow mage that's in the next room nearby. Now with this guy, you could recruit another character if you talk to this guy and ask him what god he serves. Apparently it's Go Growth. Well, no duh, he like blew off your leg, but like whatever. Destruction, wow. And you can get a talisman from him, an eclipse talisman actually, the yellow thingy, and you could show this to Enki, and wow, you can like join your team and stuff like that, and now you have a full roster. But yeah, oh shoot, now going back to the mines, you get to see whatever this thing is, and this thing is the cave mother. I don't think there was much lore about this thing. I try to read on the wiki. I don't know how you would explain any of this though, but did I really explain anything else? No. Anyway, next character, actually last character, I didn't even go in order. Last character you could play is Dark Priest, and this guy is so weak. It's actually kind of funny, but it's literally in his lore anyway. With this guy, his name is Enki. He has like an S-shaped spine. Bro probably has scoliosis or something, but yeah, he has an older twin sister, and both of you siblings served in a church, but then all the church people said, how we gotta put you guys against each other because, well, why? It's for the bit, and you guys, twins fight each other, and your sister won because she was obviously more powerful than you, frail, skinny, scrawny kid, and you could either choose to just backstab your sister in the moment or just like, I don't know, lose. If you lose, the higher ups just threw you in a well. You can learn to talk to insects down there in the well, and just, I don't know, you can choose to just get out of the well and set the place on fire, or just get out and learn some things. I don't know, like read, find a book, um, or choosing the opportunity to backstab your sister while she's dead, but you get to learn the skill necromancy. So with necromancy, it's actually pretty good. You can just, well, you can bring to life several skeletons and zombies to do your bidding, and it's honestly, every other run I play with Enki, I always name them Sands and Papyrus just cause, man. I mean, you can also get a third one, but he's kind of out of your way. But you know, it's possible. You can collect a skeleton army to serve for you. But the only downside about necromancy is that you can't choose. Well, I mean, skeletons don't have a mind of their own, so you can't really like tell them to do your bidding, like attack his right arm. No, it's just completely random, so good luck with that. But you know, you're Enki. You don't want to talk to people. I mean, you could, but you can recruit people. But you know, necromancy, it's always up in there. You can just do whatever. Anyway, with Enki, he just wants to learn. He wants to be enlightened. He wants to learn everything in the world. But he's already learned everything in the world, so what's the point? But you heard that this dude in the dungeons of fear and hunger has all the secrets that you need. So you venture here yourself. I don't know how the hell he ventured here himself, but you know, it's Enki. There's a will, there's a way. Yeah, so normal about Enki anyway, but
Welcome to McDonald's. What may
I
I
might
get?
just pause that. Oh, okay, whatever. Last character that is unplayable is Lagarde. Now, with Lagarde, it seems like every one of the playable characters actually has a reason to meet up with him. Meet up with this band of the Hawk, mercenary leader, charismatic, femboy dude, and you read a journal entry that this guy is being placed all the way at the bottom. He is so popular that they gotta keep moving this guy down for some reason. And it's weird. It's super weird. So down at the catacombs, there's this weird pulsating thing and like really weird like bug floors, but you know, that's normal. You could just walk past that and pretend it's nothing, but you know, just keep that in mind for later. Down here, you can also find Enki again, reading in the dark. You can give the Eclipse Talisman to him if he isn't angry at you from like you bothering him at the very beginning of the game. Wow. And he'll just join your team. Besides the Eclipse Talisman, there is one other character you could recruit, but you know, I'm leaving it out for you for if you ever play the game. Right past Enki, there's this cave lurcher. This guy is terrifying. If you have your back turned, that's equivalent to like you dropping soap on the floor. Do not have your back turned against this guy, or else you have like internal permanent bleeding that you can't even put a band-aid on, or like any sort of bandages. It does not matter. Do not let your guard down around this guy. And even if you fight him, he'll use his claws and attack you even when he's blind. What? Yeah. Either put a bear trap on the floor, or just, I don't know, shoot this guy with an arrow, but then you need to learn the skill. Whatever. Do not. Anyway, past that terrifying guy, and also a terrifying guard right next to this, you come across this door. There's an ominous aura coming from inside. You seem to hesitate in opening the door. But then, he's been dead for a while. Depending on the people that you're with in the game, different scenes will happen. Ragnavaldr will be super pissed, but you know, kind of glad. Enki's kind of disappointed. Darce is super sad. Cahara's just kind of, I don't know, Cahara's Cahara. But the thing is, everybody's whole mission was to head down here and search for this guy. And there's a chance that you could save him. My first time playing through the game, I went over 2 hours. Now the thing is, there's an in-game timer running, and the in-game timer runs till like, I believe 30 minutes. So if you can save this guy within 30 minutes, he'll be alive. But I was way past that. Like, that was too much. Anyway. Well, your task in the dungeons is done. There is little to no reason in staying here any longer. Because what's the point? Everybody's just pretty much done. And that's Fear and Hunger, guys. That is just... You can go all the way up from the 6th floor, all the way outside, with your funny crew, because there's no point anymore. The task is just over. You've escaped the dungeons of Fear and Hunger. Part of you still doesn't believe this to be the truth. You can still smell the blood and gore that seeps through the seams of the ancient stone walls of the dungeon. You can feel the gaze of the hundreds of past warriors sacrificed in the pools of blood, now left to rot. You can still feel the pressure of the never-ending darkness that the underground caverns offered. You can still hear the distant flapping of the wings. You still feel dizzy just imagining the rail tracks that lead poor souls deeper to the madness, all the way to the altar of darkness. You've delved too deep. You know it yourself too. No man could ever return from that deep. You take one more look at this fortress just to make sure you really did make it out. And then cue credits roll. So there are some secret stuff in the game. You could, I don't know, find this berserking sword, the miasma, and it deals crazy DPS, but the thing is, whoever wields the sword will go crazy and just absolutely slaughter your entire team. There are some times I forgot, but there are times that the game does remind you whenever characters reach a lower enough sanity that things happen. This is not censored. You can also meet Gogoroth not enjoyers, and they be actually eating people. The thing is, with Sylvian cultists and Gogoroth cultists, you can partake in their activities for like one time free, and Sylvian people, they can full heal you, but With Golgoroth, they can completely fill up your hunger bar. Now that's pretty good, but the next time you try to request their services, prompts a coin flip attack. Well, it's not really much of an attack. Maybe it is on your sanity, but if you fail the coin flip attack, you'll be stuck there forever. You'll be another enjoyer. Or you can win the coin flip. You can bet on everything and win, and then you get away scot-free, fully healed, full hunger bar. Boom. Anyway, so on the weird bug flooring gravel, I'm not sure. There's this really ancient door. For some reason, there's like a square keyhole, and this will be important later. Do I have it so that... Actually, wait. So in the area where you investigate with... Oh shoot. Save Darce from the blue people, the avatar people, you can explore ahead and then find that they've been guarding a Rubik's Cube. Now you could just take this cube yourself, anger everybody in the village, and just get away scot-free. And now, wow, this fits in the door because it's the key. Wow, and it just opens it. And now heading to this place, you open the doors. And it leads you to the ancient city, the tomb of the gods. In this area, there are some zombies. You can see some phallic-looking statues, pretty normal. And you can head out to the ancient city passageway. Now, this place is super dark for some reason. You go all the way, there are no enemies, no nothing. There's just bugs, really creepy bugs. Now, at the center of everything, there's this nameless figurine. And this nameless figurine tells you you gotta basically collect like 3 souls and then give them to her so that she can just let you pass. Only through this pain can you reach enlightenment and understand your place in this world. So there are 2 paths you can choose. You can head to the left or head to the right. We'll head to the right for now. To the right, you can see this Gordon Ramsay dude dragging away someone. Now, you can interrupt the beast and you gotta fight it. But this means you get to save someone. Now, saving her, she's actually, oh shoot. Oh yeah, Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, after fighting that guy, you meet Jean. Apparently she was down here with some other people too. You probably met those people before, like Buckman. And they were sent down here, actually no, they all came down here as a group but got separated. But they're basically a search party for the captain of the Dungeons of Fear and Hunger, but he's just disappeared. But you could actually do their quest and reunite Jean with all the buddies back up to the surface, and then find Captain Rudimir somewhere, and now they're happy, and then they like give you like 30 silver or something, probably 60. But there's some weird stuff down here, like spiders and more spiders, but you can, in the deep dark, you can venture around and find this cool looking gaunt knight dude. You can talk to him, and he's terrifying. He looks like a Dark Souls, like the Rot Knight, but silver. I believe if you talk to this guy, or if you use like some white vial on him, he'll just forget what he's doing. But you can talk to him, and then I don't remember how to fight this guy. Yeah, he's I think if you give him some sort of forgetful potion, he'll just stop trying to fight you, and then he will just disappear. So then, I guess you did it. You saved Captain Rudimir. This is the dude. Who knows? Anyway, further down on the right, there's this weird machine thingy. You could fit the Rubik's Cube through it, and it'll just flashbang you pretty much. The beacon's mechanisms are ancient. The light it radiates is supposed to guide souls to the next world. Now, putting this as completely flashbanging experience, it puts so the mechanic here in this world is that if it's bright, then you're in the past. This is how this great ancient city used to be, and you're just here in the past. Meanwhile, if you take out the Rubik's Cube again, then you'll be back here in the present, in the dark, when, clearly it's not prosperous. Upstairs, there's nothing but a lone bed in this room. Now, if you're playing on normal or hard, if you're playing on hard mode, the thing is, you can in easy mode, you can save in almost any bed in the game. But it'll also still prompt you a coin flip attack. And if you lose the coin flip, then it will just prompt an enemy in the room, but you could still try for the coin flip again. But if you're playing on hard mode, you cannot use any beds. But you can use this bed. This is the only safe bed in the game. Now think about it. You gotta make it all the way here. This is the halfway point of the game. You gotta keep going. In this bed, you can, rip off the blanket to use as a cloth fragment in case you bleed, or you could sleep here, sleep and rest. If this room feels somewhat safe as a place can in the city, that is. Resting here will take you in the past, or in the past of the Kingdom of London, but not in the past of the ancient city. But you lose all of your teammates for some reason, and you're in the back streets of the Kingdom of London. On the right side, in this area, you get to see everybody's resolve, everybody's past. In this area, you can see Enki just willingly crucifying himself. He's ready to meet his end, but then he sees some visions that he sees some visions, and then tells the nearby priest to take him down, because he's gotta meet up with this guy who holds all the secrets in the dungeons of fear and hunger. In the middle-ish, you can just spot this kid getting eaten by a cat, but yeah. On the left side, you get to see Cahara's memory, where in this brothel, there are lots of noises to be made in this area, but you get to meet Celeste, or passively? No. You get to see the scene play out where Cahara's talking to basically his significant other, Celeste. Now, Celeste works at the brothel, and she's very much expecting. Now, as Cahara, this is a blow to you, because he's got to support Celeste somehow, and he's just a run-of-the-mill mercenary dude who's just here and there doing odd jobs and you know what. But he's heard about the posters that the Kingdom of London officials have been needing anybody's help to get this mercenary dude, the merc band leader. So he tells Celeste that, and Celeste wants you to promise her that you'd come back safe, and that the memory ends. Up ahead, You wander around another flashbanging area. There are some corpses scattered about. You follow the blood trails, and this happens to be the memory of Ragnavaldr. All of his tribe members are just absolutely slaughtered, and he walks off screen. And you follow him up ahead, and in this area, he comes out from the shed and just sits there on the floor, saying the name of his significant other and his son. And the memory just ends. Going ahead in the shed, you see this grandmother, and she turns around at you. But for some reason you can fight her. I don't know. No, yeah, I'm missing something. Yeah, Ragnavaldr in the I'm sorry. Yeah, so whoever attacked his village just completely slaughtered his family, his friends, just anybody he's known. They've got to pay for that. He's gotta go. He's on a mission. He's gotta kill this guy. Anyway, so after that memory, you get to apparently attack an old lady, but, yeah. Anyway, after fighting the skin granny, it leads you to Dors's memory, where she is talking with Legards, and Dars is saying things like, well, it feels like you've already made it. You're pretty much king now. The people respect you. Like, they believe you're the one from the prophecies. Like, you've already made it. You've done it. But Legard wants something more. He needs something definite, something pure, and this is when he delved into the deep end and started doing bad things. Now, you meet this bare-breasted god. It's literally her name, and this is Nilvin. She is one of the newer gods, actually. Of the newer gods, there are 4 newer gods. Lore-wise, they all used to be human, but they've just ascended, and now they are the new gods, because apparently the old gods have long left the world already. They're not helping, so might as well have new gods. On the left side, excuse me, is a huge library. Now in this area, there's like a small puzzle where you gotta like go back to the past and then like read the statues and then go back to the present and then fix the statues. Or maybe it's the other way around. It's probably flipped. But Enki leaves you here because it's like the greatest academia, like book area, library ever. So he leaves, but as soon as you fix, actually I'm missing something. No, yeah. As soon as you fix the puzzle, he joins back your team. There's another thing with Nilvin. Nilvin entrusts you to take her child down to the depths, and she gives you, actually she prompts you an option where she can give you her soul, which is the soul that you need to collect, but you could just decide not to and soft lock yourself for some reason. Or yeah, you can say, yes, I will take your child down to the depths. So then she just gives you her soul, and then boom, you have one soul, one out of 3. Alright, so next area, you unlock the door, and going down, you see this dark priest dude, and he'll turn around and look at you, and then he jumps off for some reason, and you just might as well go follow him. As you take a look down to the darkness, it looks almost like a giant shape floating towards you. Well, there's no way but down. Whatever waits for you down all these ladders feels like an omnipresent. Just below these ladders. Oh my god, why did I have it twice? This is an enlightened one. This is another one of those new gods, apparently. With this guy, how do you even fight this guy in the first place? You can fight his like left hemisphere of his brain, or the right, or you can fight the entire head. But then, as the turns go on, he'll curse somebody, and that'll basically insta-kill them. But as the times go on, he'll gain like a third head, if that even makes sense. Yeah, it's literally a third head, don't question about it. But the most important skill that you can learn in this game, besides placing DOT damage like fire and poison, because that's really banger, you can go to your skills and select the talk option, and you can talk to him. And talking to him, he'll give you a quiz, a mini quiz. Now, if you've been keeping up with like new and old god lore all alike, you can answer his like trivia questions, and he'll take like 500 mind damage, and it'll be way too good, and you win. You're just so big brain. After fighting him, you can continue down. All the way on the left side, there's this guy chained up. I have no clue about the lore on this guy, but well, you can poke it. It does absolutely nothing. Yeah. There's actually a little area that you could investigate. There are quite a bit of just floors given through. You can throw a stone down. Some RNG picked up stone. Why is this BGM still playing? I need to fix that, but you can throw the stone down. The stone could either hit really close or really far, but this one will actually lead you to some underground chasm, which also leads you to like a dummy area, and you can just, I don't know, feed it your blood, and then boom, you'll just make a version of yourself that just wanders around and stares at you. Out of that area, all the way on the left, if flashbang again, you can go back to the past, and for some reason, there's this red guy, I don't know why, and there are chains hanging from a ceiling waiting for a sacrifice. Now, here, if you did not discover the area with the whole dummy area, you may just, I don't know, choose one of your group mates just to go and sacrifice themselves. Or you can sacrifice your dummy, which, I don't know, and everybody just watches you. There's a sort of minigame section where you're supposed to turn the lever like all the way and balance it between the two while they're hooked onto both parts of your husk's body, and it just rips cleanly once both bars are filled, and in that moment blood just fills everywhere. Also, while you're like balancing this whole thing out, some red fleshy dude chases after you, but you know, you're too fast for them because he's just walking. Or you can go all the way out of the place and just juke him in this, it's not really much of a maze area, but you can do that. Juke him and get out of there. Everywhere's red now, and leaving the area, you know you've done it, but you hear something. Kool-Aid Man. Oh shoot, why do I have everything playing? Anyway, this guy, how did I forget his name? Oh my god, he's a poet of sorts that thinks torturing himself is, actually don't listen to my word of it, you should just like, figure, no, yeah, torturing himself, enlightenment, but he's gone a little to the deep end about it. Leaving there, you killed him, he has a second phase that turns into like a, does he have a third? Like a Silent Hill 4 boss, like the spinny wheel thingy. But you did it. You've killed him. You got the soul. You're out of here now. You're in the back alleys, and then all of a sudden everything's just, well, I wish it were quiet right now, but it just is not. But oh my god, if I turn off the fart sound effects, man, please. I can't do it. Whatever. Imagine everywhere's just quiet. Absolutely nothing. But then the white angel that you found before in the dark that was like chained up and everything is now walking. Now this guy is terrifying. Besides that, he has a coin flipping attack called Helm Splitter. Now this would completely helm split any of your teammates. It's so just hope that you kill him fast enough. But well, there's an obvious weak point, but that weak point for some reason has a high enough evasion that it just does not make sense, I think. But after killing this guy, you can get its soul. Besides that, there are some unique enemies in the game. Shoot, did I talk about soul stones? With soul stones, you can spend like skill points towards your skill tree, but besides that, you can use soul stones on really specific enemies in the game, like this white angel, and it'll give you specific power-ups, I guess. With the white angel soul, you'll get like an extra turn because you're so speedy. And there are some other things in the game too, like a black witch, which will give you poison ornament, and there's a salmon snake soul, which will give you either it's like you can't lose limbs and you can't bleed, but so after that you've gotten all the 3 souls, and now you fight this thing. But honestly, it was even that much of a challenge. You go way past that, and then go up the huge golden palace thing, and you meet this old dude named Francois. And for some reason, in this like super ancient old place, there's this old guy with like starving dogs in a cage, and bro's like, just beat the shit out of myself in the next room, alright? Thanks. And you go on ahead, but then you hear that the dogs are coming after you, and you just gotta keep going. At the very end of the room, there is a huge purple organ thing, and if you remember, you've seen this before. This was way down at where Lagarde was, with a huge purple thing before the door. And there's also another last one that you could find, which is past the Ulmer statue on the right side. You gotta like blow up like a rubble area and venture down like a huge tree. But yeah, so basically there's 3 huge pieces of organs you gotta cut open, and it'll lead you to a secret passageway. Now, cutting that, you can go back to the past and go back in there. Wow, how huge and grand. But right at the beginning, there are straight up some burnt corpses at the beginning. So this means the floors are trapped. But there's no dogs this time, so you just gotta wait till your turn until the fire's done, and then you just walk. Sitting there at the end of the throne is Francois in his golden age or something, and I guess I didn't have anything for him. With this guy, he's he's pretty silly. If you didn't think that the huge head wasn't enough, you can like talk to this guy and belittle him. You can call him a worm, you can call him like a puppet, and he'll be like, "What did you say?" And then he'll like be stunned for 2 turns because you said some completely outrageous things. So, you know, as Cahara, maybe he does have a huge mouth. You can just straight up like taunt him every 2 turns, command your buddies, and then like he'll just never have his turn because you're just being such a about it, you know? And you win. You pretty much win. You killed all the new gods. The order the new gods kept just crumbles completely down because they were all just so full of themselves that you just did it, I guess. So now you could just sit on the chair. The throne of the new gods is sitting here empty, waiting for this successor to the past gods. You can sit on the chair and a pitch black new world is unveiled before you. In this area, I don't know, it just feels like you're on the moon. There are like dinosaurs, red dinosaurs around, and the mini game for this area is that for some reason predators smell you, so you gotta hide in like holes in the ground and just wait for the time to be safe to wander around again. But this area just it makes you feel so lost. You lost all your teammates, but wandering around the area, you're able to find them all over again. But apparently, it seems like so much time has passed. All the characters kind of go through their own thing. Cahara just thought, you know, he figured that he could just start his life all over again. But really, with Darce, nothing really matters to her much anymore but survival, but she will just play with the games and its rules. You can talk to your teammates and they'll join back into your team again, but it goes for an interesting perspective that these characters that you meet, that you just recruit, also go through their own sanity events. They also question why are they even going deeper into the dungeons, what for, and what are they even fighting for. It's at some point, maybe the dungeons will just take over them, take over their sanity, but, you know, as the party leader, you can't let them go. Are you ready to continue? With Enki's probably hiding in a hole somewhere. Ragnavaldr is sitting near, like, a campfire, just wondering how many days have passed. It seems like everybody has gone into this world at their own, I don't know, teleported at different times. And meanwhile, you've just teleported here, which is weird. At some point, you see like a glimpse in the distance, like another version of you. And this is straight up an ending you can get now, which you meet up with your own self. And he won't even fight you. He'll just ask you some questions like, "Oh, what kind of god do you want to be?" And you'll be a god, all right? You'll be a new god. You can either like reign over the people, you can just either be completely forgotten about. You'll be a new god. Just one left behind along with the masses. Anyway, going back, yeah, okay. Let's save Lagarde. Anyway, so you finally save this guy. You save this guy within 30 minutes that you're supposed to go down to this area, and he's just barely breathing. Now, Darce is so happy that you saved him. Meanwhile, Ragnavaldr is just like, I should have killed this guy. But actually, I'm missing something. If you have Ragnavaldr and Lagarde on your team, they'll like fight each other as soon as you get to the ancient city. They'll be like, Alright, Cahara, you guys go on ahead. We got some things to settle. And, like, Ragnavaldr completely punches the shit out of Lagarde, and he just straight up dies. So, either it's for the good, or either it's for something else, but who knows. Anyway, so he's not on your team. Am I missing something? Yeah. Yeah, I am missing something. If you have Lagarde on your team, when you finally kill Francois, the dude sitting on the golden throne, Lagarde will actually, he'll look at the throne. Apparently, when you recruit Lagarde, he's actually amnesiac. He has PTSD. So he doesn't know like why or what was he even doing here before everything. And maybe he doesn't remember. Well, no, he actually does. He's been feigning ignorance this entire time and has been waiting for the perfect moment to go sit on the throne first. Now all of you guys sit on the throne right after he just teleports out of here, and you guys look for Lagarde. And Lagarde, despite how Ragnavaldr looked in his new god form, this guy is completely naked for some reason. How long has it been? And there are two options here. You can either love your god or not love your god. Now, if you love your god, he'll just... What happened here? I think he'll just give you a huge smooch or something. He'll like whisper in your ear and boom, you'll just teleport out of here and you're just out of the dungeons of fear and hunger. You're out of there. But then, like, I don't know, you're in your 80s. Well, actually, can you be in your 80s? I don't know. You'll be in your like 60s wandering around the kingdom of London and you see this king and he looks absolutely the same as the day that you've just magically teleported out of the dungeons of fear and hunger. It's him. Anyway, so if you choose not to love your god, you fight him. And oh, I've completely missed everything. Wait. There, what with yeah, there's this other thing I missed. Wait, why did I... Oh my god. Yeah, okay, that's what I was missing. Yeah, this was the path. This was what Lagarde was wanting this entire time. To look like entire banana peel. Anyway, so you fight this guy and he loses. And I don't know, I think, yeah, you've defeated Lagarde, the prophesied one, with delusions of creating a new era with this godhood. Because this guy is crazy. But, you know, you've done it. But now what? What do you guys do? Well, go back in, because what the heck? This is the tree area where you can find, like, the final organ piece. Now you venture down. Before that, you can recruit Ragnavaldr here. Cause I don't know why he's here. Maybe it's just for a breather. You can also find this like samurai sword here, but the samurai sword is cursed, so you gotta like fight your shadows. Actually, it's just like the ghost of the person who used the blade before you, but you know. Yeah. I think no, you could just completely bypass having to fight this guy, because like as Cahara you can just straight up run from like the ghost of the wearer or something. I don't know how that happens. Anyway, so after that you find you find all the 3 organ pieces and cut them open. Now, in the area where you find the Rubik's Cube up ahead, there's this huge mouth thing. Now, this mouth thing would not be open if you didn't find the 3 organ pieces and cut them open. But when you did, the mouth will be open, and you might as well just jump in it, because, you know, that isn't it. That's finding godhood and just sitting on the throne after killing the 3 gods. That can't be it, right? Now under here you can get smushed by like a huge boulder, and fight some interestingly salamander shaped people and guards, and get through the worst section in the game. This is probably like Dark Souls Sen's Fortress. You gotta like step through some like levers and go through the swinging blade thingies that will completely game over you if you let it touch you. There are guards, there are salamander people that just completely cut and maul you. There are holes in the floor which can drop you down even lower, and it's the worst part in the game because you get to fight basically Pyramid Head but as a crow, but there's 2 what? Imagine fighting Pyramid Head, but it's 2-headed Pyramid Head. Yeah, but it's a 2-headed crow dude on one dude. Yeah, wow, I didn't really talk about Crow Mauler that much. Crow Mauler. Yeah, yeah, after getting through Sen's Fortress, you'll climb a huge bunch of bodies, and for some reason a cutscene plays. Well, not really, but a scene plays where if you have the girl on your team, she'll just peer over the edge, and you can choose to just be like, hey, be careful, what's going on? And she'll just turn and look behind you. Whatever the fuck this is. This is Gogoroth, and he tells you that the older gods do not exist in this world anymore. But, you know, he could still reveal the true form of God, the true every secret of everything. But even if you say yes or no, he'll still just ear rape you anyway. And wait, how did this happen? Oh man. Yeah, if you lose the fight against Gogoroth, you're just completely never seen again. Anyway, go back here. Talk to the girl. The girl has a concentrated and serious expression on her face. There's some things I missed. She's going through things. Anyway, there are 2 things I missed. So at the beginning of the game, you can get a dagger. In the room right next to where Cahara is in the prison, you can get a little doll and give it to her. I think that's that. Yeah. But for some reason, you can fight the girl and she'll have mutated into something. Now each turn she's writhing in pain, and for some reason you're still prompted to keep fighting her, but several turns pass. She isn't really doing anything specific, but she'll just look at the dagger, look at the doll that you've given to her, just reminiscing of how things were before all of this has happened. I should have censored that, but whatever this is. And now The god of fear and hunger acknowledges your suffering. Now at the very bottom, all you could do is just crawl right beneath the god of fear and hunger. Just crawl around whichever you think is probably like the deepest level of the dungeon. You've probably delved too deep that you couldn't even get out of here anymore. And now probably nobody's ever heard about you. You've never escaped the dungeons. And that's fear and hunger. Actually, I'm missing. Wait, hold up. Actually, yes, you never escaped the dungeons. So how do you even win the game? Well, you can play hard mode and win through the character's specific endings. Well, actually, there is no good ending. There is really no good ending. You can escape the dungeons by just never going into it in the first place. Well, or you can just I mean, yeah. I'd say the character-specific endings... Well, actually, you can only get the character-specific endings if you play hard mode. Now, after knowing almost... This is probably not almost everything in the game, but... After being so good at RNG, you're such an RNG god, and, getting through hard mode, you might as well get their good endings and stuff like that. But Fear and Hunger, there are no good endings. You never escape. You pretty much Nilvan told you to bring her child to the God of Depths, and you literally did just that. And she became the God of Fear and Hunger. I don't know, maybe you were just the stepping stone among many that tried to search for becoming a new god, or just accidentally just made an old god, I guess, or just sped things a little quicker. Fear and Hunger. You've never escaped. Well, there's one last mode I forgot to mention, and besides Fear and Hunger mode, Terran Starvation, and Hard mode, that is absolutely abysmal, but I've watched many speedruns, so maybe if I could do it, you could do it too. There is a secret game mode called Fear and Hunger Dungeon Nights. And here, you play as any other character. And in this, oh my god, in this game mode, you gotta look for a prom date. You can't be the only one without a prom date. You can't lose here, right? You have got to show people that you got bitches too. So, you can romance Darce, you can romance Enki, Ragnavaldr, Lagard, Nilvan. Why did I forget your name? I am so sorry. Oh no. Meat Man. Nazra, one of the recruitable characters that I did not mention, but you know, he's there. Or a cat that ate the kid at one basement in that one flashback cutscene around. Or the Crow Mauler. Incredible. Anyway, that's it for my Fear and Hunger Google slideshow, which is too crazy. Thank you for listening. Alright, bye.